Well, Danny, starting back to Tuesday's game, what are your thoughts after the game?
Yeah, it was a good exercise. I think that we got there and we was a little bit disappointed with the length of the grass on the pitch and stuff because it was made it difficult to play. But I think that we started to see some good relationships being built by some of the new signings and players from last season, and played some good football at times. We should create some good chances. So look, at this sort of stage of the season, we've still got quite a few pre-season friendlies left at this stage. We're about getting minutes in the lads, and yeah, from that perspective, it was a great run out and massively appreciative of Met Police putting the game on.
And obviously it was a good test against a good side, like you mentioned, and it was a good opportunity to see how our academy boys, maybe a few players, played in different positions as well.
Yeah, look, I think when we signed Jamie, and we've retained Finney, and we had Cody's on a 2-year deal anyway. Everyone was like, "Oh, we've got 4 centre backs," and because of George Fowler, but George Fowler's not a centre back. George Fowler's a right back, and I'm surprised no one's really had a look at it before, to be honest, because he's got every attribute to be not just a good right back, but a top right back. And we sat down with George in the off season and went through some stuff, and we looked at him in that position last season a couple of times, and he wants to progress his career, he wants to move on, and we feel that it's a great opportunity for him to do that. And obviously we've slid Cody into that number 4 position as well. Cody's technically very good, and he's got a defensive mindset anyway because he's traditionally a centre back. But I played Cody in the number 4 position when I had him at Braintree, and we went on a run, and he was a key part of that. So it's definitely an area we're looking at, and he can play centre back as well. So with the squad size we're having this year, it's important that we have got players that can play in multiple positions.
There's a few players from last season who maybe we haven't mentioned as much who won't be here with us next year. Obviously Leffy and Yanis as well. I know we want to wish them well.
Yeah, no, we do. We wish them well. All the boys that have moved on, it was a tough year in a lot of ways last year, but also a very enjoyable one. And I think the lads need to be proud of what they achieved last year, because we had a lot of adversity to deal with. And we had some games that obviously put us right on the back foot, but we actually came through it. From our perspective, we came through it strong, and I think that's a big sign that we've managed to retain the amount of players we did from last season that we brought in. And we was talking about it yesterday. The start of the season last year to now, 12 of the squad have gone. And we've brought in, during last season we brought some new players in, and obviously for this season we brought some new players in. And that's football. It evolves, it changes, and people move on to pastures new. But all of them, they're great people, and they go with our best wishes.
Another player we maybe haven't mentioned a lot of is Reece Miller. Obviously someone who's been in and out of the first team for a little while towards the end of the last season.
Yeah, no, look, Reece is a good prospect, and we're confident that we'll be getting a deal done with Reece very soon. And just from his perspective, and credit to him, he just wants to get his head down and play football. He's in every day with us. He's a part of the first team. He's got his kit. He's got his squad number. So yeah, no, he's fine.
Talking about in and around it as well, you obviously with the supporters club yesterday. How did that all go?
Yeah, really good, really good. I don't think it's any secret that we had a couple of Zoom calls in the pandemic, when we had the lockdown, to try and work on different ways we can add some additional revenue to the club in what is a very tough time at the minute for all football, for all clubs. But the supporters club, they were brilliant. They actively want to help promote some of the things, because obviously I'm willing to do whatever it takes, but there's only so many hours in a day that you can do that and obviously manage the team. And the supporters club, led by Steve Francis, led the conversation. He's been outstanding for us, and he arranged the meeting, and Bobby and the team were in last night, so we had a really good chat, really productive.
Another pre-season friendly again tomorrow. Obviously another opportunity to get minutes under belts for players.
Yeah, I think tomorrow's probably the last one that we're actually going to be trying to split minutes, because we planned the pre-season around the fact that we wanted to get X amount of games in before we actually start looking at, right, okay, this is how we're going to look for next season. These are the relationships we want to try and develop and build. And tomorrow's probably the last one where we're going to try and split the minutes as evenly as we can. Handball's a lovely place to go and play football. By all intents and purposes, their pitch is unbelievable. So yeah, we're looking forward to that one.
And just finally, the National League fixture list gets released on Tuesday. What are your thoughts out of that?
Yeah, it's going to be a weird one, because we're in September now. Normally we'd have already played 8 games, and yet we haven't had any fixtures at all. So no, it's going to be great. I mean, everyone's kind of it's a sort of an anxious excitement because you want to see who you've got first game of season, and we were talking the other day, do we want to be home, do we want to be away, who do you want to play first, do you want to play the bigger clubs, do you want to play the newly promoted clubs? And I mean, when it all boils down to it, it doesn't really matter. We just want to get the fixtures out. We want to know obviously the league games we're playing in October, but also who we're going to get in the FA Cup, because we want to look forward to that one as well. But yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. I think everyone's going to be sitting on the edge of the seat Tuesday.
You win with a shot. For more information, click the link in description.
Click here for the next video and click here to subscribe.